guys, today is a very scary video to start out with because obviously I have a bare face and it's not a very good skin moment for me right now, but this is real life, this is my skin and just gotta go with it, right? So anyways, the reason why I'm here today is I am filming a video on the Loreal True Match foundation, which I tried this a long time ago and I'm not sure why it didn't stick around. I don't remember if I liked it or not, but recently I got a request to do a review type like slash first impressions video on this foundation. So I guess it's kind of like a first impressions again because I don't remember if I liked it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and conceal this giant mess. I'm going to speed through that and then we'll get to the foundation. So going forward, I've decided to break down my foundation testing into kind of like a system. I've created a few points where I'm going to grade the foundation on a scale of 1 to 10. I will go ahead and add everything up at the end, all the points, and average it out, and I will have a 1 to 10 rating on this foundation, 10 being the best, 1 being horrible. So that will kind of break it down to a science and make it kind of easy. I have 6 categories that I'm going to be grading this foundation in, and the number 1 category would be price. Now, this is a drugstore foundation. It comes in at, I believe, $7.99 if you pick it up at Target, which I had a $2 off coupon, which made mine even cheaper, which is nice. So price point on this, I would have to give it an 8 because it's not one of the cheapest foundations at the drugstore, but it is very affordable, and especially if you have a coupon, makes it even better. Next category would be color selection. Now I picked up the shade Classic Ivory. It is a neutral and it is N2 Classic Ivory. Now I will say this about the L'Oreal True Match foundations. They have one of the biggest and best color selections out of all the foundations I've seen at the drugstore. So for color selection, I would have to give this one a 10 out of a 10. Now the next category is feel. So let's go ahead and put on the foundation and see how this feels. And it doesn't have a pump or anything, so I'm just going to dot it on my face. I don't know if I picked the right color, but if it's too light, I can always just add some more bronzer. So based on just dotting it on my face, it feels pretty lightweight. Let's go ahead and blend it in and we'll check the next category, which is blendability, and it'll also give us a better feel for how the foundation sits on the skin once it's all blended in. And I'm just going to use a kind of like a kabuki style angled brush to do that. So it does feel very, very lightweight. With it completely spread out, it feels like I have nothing on my face. So for the feel, I would have to give it a 9 out of a 10 just because it really does just feel like skin. So it hasn't completely set yet, but obviously I'm going to give it some time and we'll see how it wears throughout the day. Now for blendability, I would say I'm going to give this one a 9 out of a 10. Because as you could see, it just blended out like to nothing. It's super seamless. I'm obviously going to have to go back and do a little bit more concealing, which I do with any foundation when my skin is in this poor of a condition. And the next section that I will be grading this foundation in is coverage. And as you can see, it has evened out my skin pretty well. It hasn't covered up the blemishes completely, which even like one of my most full coverage foundations don't really do that. So I would say for coverage, I'm going to give it a 7 because it's not a super full coverage foundation. It's kind of medium to full. I think you can build on it. I definitely feel like I could get away with putting another layer of this foundation on and have it not feel super cakey. The color selection that I chose, I feel like is pretty good. I feel like it matches my neck pretty well. I'm pretty pale at this point, so I got the second shade up out of the neutral range. So yeah, I'm pretty overall happy with how it's turned out. The last section I'll be grading this foundation in is longevity, which I'm going to wear this throughout the day. I have to go to work and all that, so when I come back tonight, I will either insert a clip or a picture of how the foundation has lasted and let you guys know how that turned out. But I'm going to go ahead and finish my face, put on some eyebrows so I look less scary, and I will see you guys later on today or insert a clip. I don't know if I'll have time to film anything, but I will definitely give you the results for this foundation and let you know what I thought of it and its total overall score. So far I'm super happy, and we'll see how it lasts throughout the day. So I will see you guys. Hey guys, welcome back. It is later on in the day. I put this foundation on around, I want to say 9:30 or 10. It is now around 7 o'clock. So it's been a pretty good amount of time to test this foundation out. So for the last section that I'll be grading this foundation in, that would be longevity. And I'm giving this foundation a 7 out of 10. And that's not to say that it's not a good foundation in that aspect, because it's not really marketed as a long-wearing foundation. I personally prefer a long-wearing foundation just because I do have very oily skin, so that's just a personal preference. So let's go ahead and total up all the numbers and get a total score for this foundation. In category number 1, we have price, which it came in at an 8 on the price scale, because it is not the cheapest foundation, but it is moderately priced and it's drugstore, so it's affordable. Section number 2, color selection. This one scored very high because Loreal True Match does have a great color selection. That one came in at 10, the highest score that a foundation can get. Number 3, the feel of this foundation. This one got also a very high score in this section. It got a 9 for the feel because it is very lightweight and very comfortable to wear. Section number 4, blendability. That came in at a 9 as well because it does blend out very easily and very seamlessly. Section number 5, coverage. Coverage on that one, I gave it a 7 just because it is not a full coverage foundation. It is medium to buildable, and that's not saying anything bad about the coverage of the foundation. For what it is, it's great. So that's more so just like on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being a light coverage, 10 being a full coverage. So that one's not really like a negative point selection for that one. So for category 6, which is longevity, I gave this foundation a 7, and that is only because, again, this is another one of those categories where it's like regular foundation to long wearing foundation, where like a 1 would be a foundation that doesn't last long at all, 10 would be a super long wearing foundation. So it's not necessarily a negative, but I did give that one a 7 just because throughout the day I did have to do a little bit of touch-ups, like powder touch-ups. I really didn't want to do touch-ups, but because I did have to work today, I didn't want to walk around looking like a greasy mess. So yeah, I gave it a 7, which is not bad. It's a regular foundation, not long wear, anything like that. So for that to last as long as it did on my oily skin, that's pretty good. So all those categories added together came out to a score of 50. You divide that by 6 and you have a total score of 8.3. So all in all, I would say that's a pretty good score for a foundation, especially a drugstore one that's as affordable as it is. And yeah, I really enjoy this foundation, and I'm not sure why I didn't keep it around before. Maybe I didn't give it a fair chance, but I really like it and I'm enjoying it. So that's probably one I will keep in the rotation. So that is it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it and I hope it was helpful. So if you like this video, remember, give it a thumbs up, share it, all that stuff. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, if you want to see more videos from me. So I will see you guys again soon. Bye.